ingrained in my mind, and when I grew up I also had trust issues. Would not fall in that same trap, and you would not attract those experiences within you is literally the first step. Instead of overthinking and dwelling on. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Beyond the Peel, your journey to self-transformation. So today's topic is very, very personal to me, because a lot of times I feel that the way I am reacting to some things in my life, the way I am behaving in general, the way my personality is, I feel a lot of it has to do with how my childhood has been. And I believe that my childhood was not typical, normal childhood. It was a little different. Not going to get into that, but a lot of times I feel that maybe the anger issues that I have, or maybe some other issues that I have, the way I behave with other people, the way I perceive a lot of things happening around me, it has a lot to do with what I have seen when I was growing up. It has a lot to do with people I was really influenced by in my childhood, and that somehow has ingrained in my mind. Now, if you are someone who is facing this, or who faces this on a very frequent basis, wherein your actions really are driven by what has happened a lot of years back, you might want to keep watching, because this is a very, very interesting topic that I personally have really helped from after identifying what actually is happening. So do keep watching. Now, the reason behind us behaving in a particular way, or the reason behind us reacting to a particular thing based on how maybe your mother reacted when you were quite young, or maybe how your father reacted when you were quite young, or whoever had the most influence in your life, that is very, very common. Like a lot of times when we grow up, because we are all children, you might have heard that children are literally clay, like however you mold them, they become like that. And that is a very, very true statement, because as children, whatever we see around us, whatever we hear around us, whatever we feel in our homely environment is what we grew up to be. So all of those belief systems actually are ingrained within us right from the beginning, and that is what everybody faces. So if you see someone out there whose personality is a certain way, you can easily identify and sort of match it to the way their childhood has been, the way their parents have been, the way their the homely environment has been, and that is very, very common. Now, good thing is that of course there are a lot of good things that we take up from our parents as well, and all of those things help us grow in our life and move forward. But unfortunately there are a lot of things which we as children absorb, and we take that up, and those sort of hinder our growth somewhere down the line in our own life. And that is what I'm specifically here to talk about today. Like, just to give you an example, a lot of times I feel that people will sort of play games with me, or a lot of times I'll feel that people will sort of ditch me for XYZ reason. Now, a lot of people I have seen in my close circle who don't have that, like they don't have these trust issues, they are easily able to mingle up with someone. Now, the reason I feel that I have trust issues with someone is because when I was growing up, a lot of times I have seen people breaking trust of each other, and that is what I've seen so much, and that is why it's ingrained in me that it's not easy for us to get someone who we can trust easily. Like finding trustworthy people is very, very difficult, and that is why I have trust issues. So that one thing, I wouldn't say it a quality, that one trait that I have within me is something that I have definitely picked up from my childhood experiences. Now, good thing is first that I have identified that this somehow relates to what I have seen when I was growing up. Another good thing is that there is a way to come out of it. Like, it's not like you are designed in a particular way and then you have to stay like that forever because of how your childhood is. The way to come out of this mindset is called healing. I am not sure if you've heard of the term healing or if you are hearing it for the first time, but there is a way that we can heal our inner child, heal all of that childhood trauma that we have suffered when we were growing up, and basically come out of it and come out of that negative circle and lead the life like we want to. So in other words, in simple words, you can heal yourself. Now, when we usually hear healing, what do we think? We usually think about like physical pain, right? The concept is pretty much the similar. If you get hurt by something, like maybe you fell down, a child fell down and they got hurt and maybe they have some bruises, we basically put some ointment on top of it or some dressing on top of it, and after some time that wound heals. In this situation that we are talking about, we have something called as inner child trauma or generational trauma. There are a lot of words for it, but in this case we have an inner child wound that we need to heal. That trust issue example that I have given you, that is a wound. Like, it's not normal for people to not be able to trust other people, especially if their intentions are good, because like that we are only repelling good people from us just because of that unhealed wound that is within me. Now, similar to how a physical wound heals itself after we've applied something, similar to that, these emotional wounds can also heal after we understand how healing works. So, good thing all in all is that even despite of whatever you have faced in your childhood, even despite of that, you can get out of it, and the way to get out of it is by healing yourself. So what exactly is healing is that it is a process of becoming whole again after we have been hurt by someone. Now, a lot of times you might be thinking, yes, there are some things which we intentionally did not pick up. Like in this case, like having trust issues, I intentionally didn't pick up having trust issues. Like, I was not the first one who had my trust broken. It's just because I saw people in my close vicinity had their trust broken, so now I had that ingrained in my mind, and when I grew up I also had trust issues. There could be some cases wherein you have faced similar situations in your life firsthand, not necessarily from your childhood, but from you faced that firsthand. Maybe your love life, as an example, there are some people whose love life is not stable, so maybe they have had multiple breakups or multiple not so successful love lives, and then their trust on love in general might be shattered as well. So they might have faced it as well. But again, even in that case, I would argue definitely that the reason they are attracting those negative people and negative experiences in their life is because of what they have experienced in childhood. So it's not necessarily like a one-on-one match. In this love life example, they might not have necessarily seen someone breaking up when they were growing up as children, but there could be situations which were related to seeing that people's maybe thought process doesn't match or something like that. It could not have ended up in a breakup when they were children, but the scenario could be that they have seen somewhere that a perfect partner doesn't exist, and that idea of perfect partner not existing in their life actually is ingrained in their mind. So when they grow up, they basically attract all those experiences and people in their life with the idea that the perfect partner doesn't exist, and that's why people that you meet is not a perfect partner. I hope that makes sense. So healing is the process of becoming whole again and taking out these experiences, negative experiences from your life right from the root, and plucking it out of yourself and becoming whole again. So after, in this trust issues example or in this love life example, after healing yourself, you would not fall in that same trap, and you would not attract those experiences related to those issues. So becoming whole again by healing that particular idea right from within the core of your mind is what a healing is, right? So healing doesn't necessarily mean just physical. It's emotional healing, it's mental healing, it's spiritual healing, everything. The concept of healing is the same. It's not just related to those physical wounds that you have in yourself. All right, now the very first thing that is very, very important if you want to heal, if you've stuck till now in this video, I think you are interested in sort of healing yourself and taking back the control of your life. Like, you don't want to keep experiencing those negativities in your life just because that's how you have seen when you were growing up. So first thing, if you stuck till here, congratulations. First thing is that you're acknowledging your pain. You are acknowledging that yes, something is not right. A lot of people I've seen, they don't even think about all of this and they just brush it under the carpet saying it's okay, that's how life is. But in actual reality, if you really think about it, it is actually related to the way your childhood has been. So if you've acknowledged that pain, that is literally the first step to get out of that negative spiral of events and basically heal yourself, so that you can become that best version of yourself and get that inner peace and satisfaction that we all deserve. Now, when I talk about acknowledging pain and identifying the problem, doesn't mean that you have to go in the process of overthinking. Like, that's not what I'm asking. It's just identifying that there is a problem is literally the first step. Like, it just doesn't apply to healing, right? Like, when you suppose are solving a project problem in your office, like, you first identify what the problem is, what is the root cause of that problem, and then you find solutions. You don't directly go ahead and find solutions. So acknowledging that there is a problem within you is literally the first step. Instead of overthinking and dwelling on the problem and the pain, just identifying it and then working towards the solution is literally the first step that I'm asking you to do here. Now, as for me, when I identified that I needed healing, like, I knew there was something wrong. Even today, like, I'm on my healing journey. I wouldn't say that I have healed completely. There are a lot of things that I do in my day-to-day life which I am really regretful about later on, but I know that needs healing from the core. Even for me, when I started my healing journey, when I am on my healing journey, most important thing is seeking support, like having that accountability partner. A lot of times for things like these, we usually don't talk to someone thinking that what will they think, like we might feel ashamed, what will they think, but actually talking to someone close, one who who can support you emotionally and mentally is a game changer. Someone who understands why this has happened, what is really happening. It's good to always vent out the heart. I think I speak about this a lot on this podcast as well. Like, we as human beings are meant to be social. You are not here to solve all your problems by yourself, sitting in the room and doing magic inside it. We are meant to be social. We are meant to live in groups. We are meant to have that friend circle who really are our friends. So seeking support if you think that there is an issue that needs solving is very, very beneficial. Having that accountable, even if even if you don't want to have an accountability partner, just having a friend circle whom you can open up to about the problems that you're facing, I think that itself will really work out, right? Because at the end of the day, asking for help, seeking support is not the sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength. How many people do you actually know who can open up their heart and talk about whatever is happening in their life? Very less. People who do are the ones who are completely different from others, because we are not ashamed to admit what's happening in your life. Like, that is something, a worst thing that you can do to yourself, being ashamed of who you are, being ashamed of how your life has grown out to be. So there is nothing bad in seeking support, nothing bad in having that friend circle, even if just one friend who completely understands you and probably could be a part of your healing journey as well. So definitely go out and seek that help from someone. Go out and discuss it with someone. It's really going to be wonderful for you. Now, obviously, seeking help from someone is good. Like, venting your heart out is really good. Other thing that you need to do inwards is self-care, right? It might not be very obvious, but it is very obvious in a way that self-care is so important if you really want to heal yourself. First of all, after you acknowledge your pain, you need to learn to love yourself, love your being, because only if you love yourself is when you will be able to take some actions to heal yourself. So self-care is literally at the center of healing, right? And when I say self-care, it doesn't just have to be related to physical. Yes, physical self-care is very, very important. Like, I like to dress up and do my manicures and pedicures and spa and all of that. I love doing all of these things. They really make me happy. So that is very important as well. But do not ignore your mental health, emotional health, and all of that, spiritual health. So self-care basically comprises of all of these things that you definitely need to heal yourself and come out of it. right? So simply, things like things which we take for granted, like getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, eating healthy, practicing mindfulness, and practicing gratitude towards universe. All of these simple things can really do wonders, and that is what in today's fast-paced world is what we are all ignoring. Like we are just running around like zombies, just doing our 9 to 5s and not really focusing on our own health, not just emotional, not just physical health, but emotional health as well. I think practicing self-care 360-degree, from physical to emotional to mental to spiritual, everything is something that you really need to take care of. Do things that you like doing, do things that you enjoy doing, take up those new hobbies that you really wish and have always thought about. Do not just grind yourself in the 9 to 5 in lieu of earning money. Yes, we all need to do that, but find that perfect balance and take good care of your health, because if you want to heal yourself and come out of that trauma, you need to start by loving yourself in every damn way. Right now, there is a healing process that I have spoken about in previous video called Ho'oponopono. That is wonderful. I'm going to link that video above. I practice it very frequently. As I said, like I have a lot of inner child wounds that I need to heal, and I am doing that on an everyday basis. We have to remember that healing is a journey. Like I started healing myself around 2 years ago when I identified like what problem there was. It's a journey. It's not going to happen, and even I am sure it's not going to happen in a couple of years from now also. Every now and then we'll identify, oh, this needs healing as well, this needs healing as well. So it's a journey, it's not a destination. But just once you need to understand how you can come out of it is the way around it. Like each time there will be lot of circumstances. It will not be like in one sitting you will identify that these are the 10 things that I need to heal, these are the 10 things that I am doing which I don't want to do and I directly related to the childhood. It's not like that. It's like you do one thing, completely heal yourself from that, and after that basically move on to the next one. So it is literally a journey. It is not a destination. So self-care being at the center of it. Now, the video that I linked above is Ho'oponopono. That is a way wherein we are saying those 4 magic lines to our own self, right? I highly recommend seeing that video if you've not done. But it says, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So what this does is that all the experiences, negative experiences that we are having in our life are due to something that's present within us, which is what we need to heal. That inner child, like usually when I heal myself during my meditation in the morning, I literally close my eyes and I go back to a younger version of Rubab. You can keep your own photo of your younger version, or like obviously you can just visualize yourself. Imagine yourself in those instances wherein you've developed all those belief systems. Talk to that younger version of yourself and say them these magic words. I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. It is as simple as that. It's not very complicated. Over here what we are doing is we are connecting to our inner child. Like we are literally speaking with them, providing them what they needed at that time but did not get. Like if suppose in my example, the example that I gave about having trust issues, I can recall from my childhood what was that experience that caused me, or multiple experiences that caused me having those trust issues. I go back mentally into that experience again. I see what Rubab is doing there. She's standing there. She's scared. She is thinking, what is this, what life is meant to be? And I go and speak with her. When I speak with her after saying these magic words, like whatever comes in my mind, I basically tell her, Rubab, listen, this is just temporary. All of these wounds, all of these things that you are seeing in your vicinity, you don't need to carry these forward. Just let them be. You cannot control everything, and there is wonderful future awaiting for you. Now, that is very simple yet profound technique. And then when I close my eyes, even when I am recording this video, I think I'll do it live. But yeah, when I open my eyes, I just feel so wonderful from within, because I have just spoken with my younger self and provided her that assurance that she needed that time and she did not get. So I am loving myself and I am saying, like, whatever these experiences that have happened in your life, I'm sorry that they are happening. but you don't need to carry them forward, because at that time a child basically puts everything inside their mind. And I am just saying her that you don't need to do that. You have wonderful future awaiting for you, so just leave that there and just focus on your inner growth. And that is as simple as that. So I highly recommend, if you've not seen this Ho'oponopono video, I highly recommend seeing this out. Now, this is one example of the way we can heal ourselves. And as I said, like, it is a journey, it is not a destination. So don't think that you've done it once. You do this repeatedly until you feel that that thing has basically vanished from your life. That is how you heal from the core of your heart, right? Now, at this point, if you're thinking, what did I just say? And if you think this is something that you can try and want to try, comment down below and we can have a wonderful chat about it. I am happy to share more about the things that you need to take care of when you are basically healing yourself. But this is effectively your inner child that you need to please, so that you don't have experiences in your present life. Okay, now I hope that has made sense. I hope the next time you see the term healing mentioned by someone out there, you don't think that it's just physical. It is beyond physical, it is emotional, it is mental, and it is crazy. It is crazy. I mean, I didn't believe this at first, but now instantly I can close my eyes and I can speak with my younger self. I can speak with that younger Rubab who is standing in the corner, who is scared of the shit happening in her life, who is just so helpless about the things that are happening in her life, who is clueless about what's happening. And I am there for her. You need to be there for your younger self if you want to have a wonderful future. I hope that simple yet a profound technique is something that you all follow, because it has done wonders to me. Even now when I did this live unintentionally, I am feeling so good. Like, I can literally see that younger version of me and she feeling happy after I said all those things to her. That is all we need. As I said, we human beings need love. That's what we are here for. If no one else is providing you, you provide that to yourself. Practice self-love in present. In past, if you've not got that love that you deserved, talk to your previous versions and provide him the love that they deserved, the love that they need, so that past version of you, present version of you, future version of you are all aligned and you all are towards a happier and a peaceful life. So I'm going to wrap up with that. I hope this has really provided you some insight into what healing is. This is literally the healing for beginners sort of a thing that I'm doing, but it's really helpful. That's what I'm going to end at it. It's really helpful. Do let me know via comments below. Do not forget to hit like and subscribe and that bell icon and all those traditional things, because this channel is all about self-love and self-development, personal development, self-growth, whatever, everything. So show your love by liking and commenting and stuff like that. Until then, I'm going to see you all next week with another interesting topic. Bye-bye.